that's our tutorial today in the right upper corner, and I'm going to be using this yarn. Sorry, it's 100 grams, 416 meters per roll, and you can use a 3.5 millimeters hook, and this is mine. You're going to take a shoulder to shoulder measurement. Mine is 48 centimeters. That is my back. My shoulder to shoulder measurement equates to 84 chain. So make a loop. I'm working on a size small to extra small. You can adjust by your measurements. I'm going to chain 84. I am done with my measurement, my chain of 48 centimeters. On your chain, you're going to add 2, 1, 2, wrap your yarn, skip the first 2 loops, come into the third with a half double crochet, chain 1, 2, you're going to skip 2 loops, come into the third, 1, 2, 3, put a half double crochet, wrap your yarn, going to the next with a half double crochet, chain 2, skip 2 loops, into the third with a half double crochet, and work half double crochet into the next loop. So that's how we are going to do it on the entire chain. I'm going to fast forward and I'll meet you towards the end of the row. I'm getting done with my row 1. Sorry, got distracted, but skip 2 loops, work 2 half double crochets into the next 2 loops. So this is my row 1. For row 2, you're going to chain 2, turn your work, go into the next loop. In that loop, put a half double crochet. Your chain 2 is like your first half double crochet, then like that, then chain 2, skip, go on top of the half double crochet and work a half double crochet, wrap your yarn, go into the next loop with a half double crochet, chain 2, go into the next half double crochet and work a half double crochet on top and work a half double crochet on top of it. You're going to keep doing this until we have a total of 60 rows for size small and extra small, which I'm working on. So you can make it long as you want. You can make 65 rows, 70 rows, it's all up to you. So I'm going to fasten my video. I'll meet you when I have my 60 rows. I am getting done with my last row. In total I have 60 rows. Chain 1 and cut off the yarn. So I'm done with the first piece, which is going to be my back. I'm now going to work on the front piece. Remember, we chained 84 for the back. Now we are going to divide it, and that is 42 each piece in front, because I'm starting from the neck area going down. So make a loop and make a chain of 42. This is my chain of 42. You're going to add a +2. One, two. Skip the first two loops, come into the third loop just like we did with the back piece. Work a half double crochet, chain 2, skip 2 loops, 1, 2, 1, 2, go into the third with a half double crochet, and into the next with a half double crochet, chain 2, skip 2 loops into the third with a half double crochet, just like we did the back piece, like that. But this time around, instead of 60 rows, you're going to do 22 rows, because I'm working on the neck separation. So I'm at the end of my row 1. This is row 1. Chain 1, 2, turn your work, go into that first loop with a half double crochet, chain 2, go on top of the half double crochet and work a half double crochet, and then I work another, just like we did the back panel. I'm going to fast forward. I'll meet you when I have my 22 rows, and you need 2 pieces of these separate pieces, both same measurement and 22 rows. I am getting done with my 22nd row. This is it. I already have the second one made, so make sure you have 2 of them, same measurements, which we are going to join, because that is going to be like our V-neck part or our neck separation. And we are going to work a chain in between before we join them together. You're going to chain 6 to connect them together. Go to the other piece and attach the string. Then go back and do a slip stitch just to firm it, and chain 1 and then cut off the yarn. So that's our neck separation. We are going to work on it later on. I know it might look awkward at the moment. And then you're going to continue building down below. So get your yarn and make a loop. Come and join in below from your side where you crochet from, like the inside. Pull through, chain 2, that's like your first half double crochet. Wrap your yarn, go into the next with a half double crochet. Those are 2, chain 2, go on top of the next half double crochet and put a half double crochet, and just like you've been working on it, I'm going to fast forward a bit so I can meet you when I'm on the chain that I created and show you what to do. So I've reached the chain 6 that we made. You're going to chain 2, skip 2 loops, go into the 2 loops in the center and work a half double crochet, and go into the next loop with a half double crochet, then chain 2, skip those 2 loops, go into the next, on top of the next half double crochet and work a half double crochet like this. Chain 2 and continue doing the same thing until in total we have 60 rows. We did 22 rows, so you're going to add on those 22 rows 38 rows, so that we have a total of 60 rows. I'll meet you when mine are ready. I am getting done with my last row. Chain 1, cut off the yarn, and there you go. My total of 60 rows are ready, and now you're going to add it to this, because the other is, this is the back panel and this is the front. We are going to stitch them together to create the arm spaces and the neck space. I am going to attach my stitch markers to mark the areas that I'm going to attach together. So get your stitch marker, attach it at the edge of your shoulder, and then do the same on the other side. You're going to attach this part as well, and then shoulder to neck you're going to count 9 loops on 9 clusters. You can see mine, and attach, because I need these extras left. Do the same this side as well, but take measurements. That's why I don't want to give you my exact measurements, so that, because we don't have the same body types and all. Then for the arms I counted 24 loops and attached my stitch marker, and then down below. So I have my demarcations, so I'm going to start stitching the top together. So get your yarn. I'm going to start with the shoulders after removing the stitch marker, of course, around the neck area. Create a loop, and then I'm going to use a slip stitch. You can also use a needle to attach. So in every half double crochet I'm going to work a slip stitch. In every chain 2, which were what we kept chaining 2, those are 2 slip stitches, and slip stitch until you reach the shoulders. I am getting done with my slip stitch. You can see how it looks. You can also use the needle, it's up to you. Remove the stitch marker just to avoid inconveniences. I am done with this. You're going to chain 1 and cut off the yarn. Do the same thing on the other side. You see, this is our shoulder to neck. Do the same this side. Sorry, this side. I'll work mine off camera. I'll meet you when it's done. I am done with both sides, and now I'm going to attach the underarm to the lower part. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use a slip stitch to attach this. So you are going to make a loop in the sides of our crochet top. We are not going to use a slip stitch, but you can use a slip stitch. I'm going to use a single crochet to crochet from down below to the arm. So enter into the first loops. I'm starting from the lower ends all the way up to the underarm. Enter into the first loops. If you want, you can use a slip stitch, but personally I'm going to use a single crochet. So chain 1 in each half double crochet. You're going to work 2 single crochets. This is one. Going to the next, work a single crochet and another, because we are working 2 single crochets into each row of half double crochets. So you can do this until you reach the underarm. Like I said, you can use a tapestry needle or you can use a slip stitch. They all work just fine. This is just my choice. So I am getting to the end. And you can remove the stitch mark if you want to, and then chain 1 and cut off the yarn. You're going to do the same thing on the other side of the top or crochet shirt. So this is B. This is now our arm space that we are going to work on. Do the same thing this side, which I'm going to do off camera, and I'll meet you there. I'm now going to start working on the arm. So make a loop and then come on the shoulder part. It's where I'm going to start from. Hold on. Enter your hook and then enter it in the loop that you have created. Pull through and you are going to make a chain of 42. It depends on how large or wide or long you want your arm to be. So I'm going to chain 42. My chain is ready, you can see. Then add a +2, 1, 2. Skip the first 2 loops into the third with a half double crochet. The same thing that we did when we were working on the back and the front panels or pieces. Skip 2 loops into the third with a half double crochet. And chain 2. Skip 2 loops into the third with a half double crochet. So I'm going to fasten my video. I'll meet you when I'm towards the joining part. So this is it. I've reached the joining part almost. Skip 2 loops into 1, 2 into the third with 2 half double crochets, chain 2, come into the first row this side, you can see it, this you're going to enter in the above loop and pull through, then go in the half double crochet, put a slip stitch and another slip stitch in the upper loop, chain 1, 2, turn your work, then go on top of the 2 half double crochets with the and put 2 half double crochets. That is how I'm joining my arm to the rest of the piece. I'm going to show you one more time, then I'll do the rest off camera. I am getting to the end of row 2. Chain, this is row 2. You're going to again chain 2, turn your work again, the same thing we've been doing. I'm going to fasten my video to show you again how I was joining to the rest of the piece, so I will meet you there. I have reached the joining part. You're going to chain 2, come in the third row, enter in the upper loop like this, then slip stitch in the upper half double crochet, then slip stitch in the loop on the half double crochet, then chain 2, turn your work and then continue the way you've been working. So this is how you are going to attach your arm. If you want, you can do it separate and then you slip stitch later, or use a tapestry needle, but then it would be a bit exhausting, so I went with this format. As you can see, it makes me not to wonder how many rows I have to work on and all, because I have to go by the rows on the rest of the piece. So I am getting done. I'm on the last row. I can't guarantee you that I even know the rows I made, because I went with the flow of the rows that are on the rest of the piece. So you can see. And now I'm going to I have like 1 loop left, which I'm going to work on and then slip stitch the arm together. So chain 2, I have 1 more space left, and do the same. I'll meet you when I'm reaching the end. I am getting to the end, but you know, this is the only half double crochet I have left, so I'm going to enter in it and slip stitch, hold on, chain 2, I'd forgotten, and slip stitch. So I'm going to join these two together. If you want, you can use the slip stitch, like I said. If you want, you can use a needle, but you see, it makes everything easy, and the joining, this part, everything is just quite easy. So I would recommend attaching your arm like this if you find it easier for you. So instead of cutting off the yarn, I'm just going to slip stitch with it. So I'm going to enter a slip stitch in each double crochet until I finish, just like I did the shoulder to neck part. So not to waste your time, I'm going to fast forward this part because I've already showed you how to do the slip stitch and the loop to loop, the front to the back loop, you see. Then slip stitch, and then front to the back, and slip stitch. So do that until the end, and do the same thing for the other arm. I'm going to work on it off camera. I'll meet you when all is done. So I am getting to the end. And that's it. You see, it makes the work look clean. And make sure you're working from one side because you don't want to turn your crochet top and then the inside looks like the outside. For the arm, we are going to work a normal half double crochet around it because I'm running out of yarn. So I'm going with this simple method. Make a loop, and tie your hook into the loop, the first loop. As you can see, you can even start from anywhere, it's up to you. Pull through, chain 2. So in each, you're going to work 2 half double crochets in each row of half double crochets. I hope it's clear enough. Like that. And we are going to work this half double crochet all around. I'm going to fasten my video and I'm going to work a total of 3 rows like this. So I'll meet you there. So I'm getting to the end. You're going to slip stitch from where you began. Sorry. Pull through. I'm just going to continue. Chain 1, 2, that's your first half double crochet. Go into the next loop with a half double crochet. If you want, you can turn your work, but I'm just going to go on with the loops and then I'll work until I have 3 rows. So I'm going to fasten my video and work the other part off camera. I'll meet you when they are ready. I am at the end of my 3rd row. I just wanted to show you this part. You're just going to slip stitch, chain 1 and cut off the yarn. So do the same thing on the other side of your arm. I'm now going to work on the neck part, this part, which I'm going to work off camera and then I'm going to attach it after. So get your yarn, make a loop, enter your hook into the loop, and remember we made a chain of 6 here. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to chain 5 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to add a plus 2. that makes like our 6th half double crochet. So skip 2 loops from your hook into the third, work a half double crochet. So that's like our 2nd half double crochet, then 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So this is our 6 half double crochets. You're going to chain 2, turn your work, start from the first loop with the 2nd half double crochet, and work a total of 6 half double crochets. You're going to make it as long as you want. I don't want to tell you how much to measure because I'm going to adjust mine while I'm attaching it to the neck, to the crochet top. Easier for me that way. It helps me with the count. So let me fasten my video and then show you. So I am getting done with it, and I have made it as long as possible. I did not really make a count because I will adjust it when I'm stitching it. So cut off the extra yarn. I'm almost running out of yarn, so excuse me if I try to make this as fast as possible. So come to your crochet top, you're going to get your needle because we are going to attach this here, there, and then circle it all around the neck and come back to the same spot where we began from. So if I have any extras, I'll open it. That's why I told you I'm making it as long as I want. I can't give you a count. So get your needle, this is mine, and pass through the yarn. If you want, you can use a slip stitch, but the neck part to me is a bit sensitive. I don't want to use a slip stitch. I want it attached as thin as possible. So come to the chain 6 you did in between and attach the 6 half double crochets that you've made. Pull through. You can use a slip stitch if you want to. Just make sure you're working from the wrong side of your crochet top. And continue. I'm going to fasten my video to save time. After attaching the 6, I'm going to attach the corners, and by that I'm going to insert my needle twice in each half double crochet, just like you do the slip stitch. Again, I'm going to fasten my video. I'll meet you later on. So I am going to show you, I'm going to make a corner here, pull through, because we have to attach it all around. It may not look like makes sense right now, but it will later on. So this is our last upper loop, excuse me. You're going to enter it twice, you see, and then you're going to enter it again to the next row of half double crochet, just to help us with the cornering. So continue doing the same thing until you're all the way back. I'm going to fasten mine. I'll meet you later. So as you can see, I am getting back to where I started from. That's why I said now you can always adjust. So I'm reducing the rows. I need only one. Cut off that extra yarn. And then I also have one row here, so I'm going to attach. I hope my video is a bit more clear than this, but in case you miss out anything, you can write in the comments and I will respond. So you're going to come back again on top of where you began from, you see, like this, on that chain 6, and again put this on top of the other one that you started with. You can see. So I'm going to slip stitch this on top of the other, or rather I'll use the needle, but like I said, whatever method you're using is fine. I am done, so cut off the yarn. Sorry, I have extra yarns I have to cut off. This. So our crochet top is almost done. We just have a few small things left and then we are good to go. So now you're going to come here where you did your cornering. You can see around this part that we are going to add extra rows from that one corner to the other side. So you can attach your stitch marker and then we work a half double crochet or single crochet, whatever you prefer to use. Make a loop and come to the stitch marker, remove it. Then enter your hook and work a half double crochet to a total of 2 to 3 rows, and in each row of half double crochet of these 6 you're going to work 2 half double crochets. I am done with my extra rows. Cut off the yarn and that's it. Our crochet top is almost done. You can see it. It's easy to work on, but I'm trying to give as much detail as possible. This is the lower part of the top and you're going to work the same way you worked on the arm. Our crochet top is ready. Thank you so much for watching. You can see the lower part, I worked on it. Subscribe, give it a like, comment, share. Goodbye.